Hey there, so let's look at parts of speech. This is the foundation for vocabulary. It's the foundation for good writing, and so we've got to get it for real and forever at the beginning of the school year. So I call them sets. I think of them like cousins. There are 11 parts of speech that we're going to learn. The first set is noun, pronoun, and adjective. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. And I like to take the flashcards and on the blank side put the word noun, put the word pronoun, put the word adjective, and put them all in the same color because they go together. Or you could use colored flashcards that are the same color. So a pronoun takes the place of a noun because if you said, Mrs. Wilson is my English teacher, Mrs. Wilson is beautiful, Mrs. Wilson is smart, Mrs. Wilson is a hard worker, and you kept saying my name, it would sound silly. So we use pronouns in the subsequent sentences. After the first time we say Mrs. Wilson, then we would say she or her, and that would make it sound a lot more natural. So a pronoun takes the place of a noun, like him, her, they, them, you, yourself, we, it. Okay, and then finally, the last one in that first set is an adjective. An adjective describes a noun or a pronoun. So like small, tall, smart, goofy, cold. And this practice also has videos from YouTube from Grammar Rock. I also have children's books that are written by Brian P. Cleary that have parts of speech. So there are lots of different ways to practice. Quizlet has examples, all sorts of examples on the internet, but we do 11 parts of speech. The second set are being verbs, action verbs, and adverbs. Being verbs they show you're alive or dead. They show that you exist. And so those are like, well, be is one of them. That's why it's called a being verb. Was, is, were, am, are, those kind of things. Action verbs are what we think of when we think of a verb. Live, die, run, walk, breathe, cry, inhale, sleep, snore, think. Those are all action verbs. And then an adverb tells how a verb is done, how an action verb is done. So how did he run? Quickly. How did she die? Peacefully. How did she walk? Slowly. How is he breathing? Evenly. How did she cry? Loudly. How did he inhale deeply? How did you sleep? Soundly. A lot of adverbs end in ly, not all of them, like the word well. How did you do on my test? I did well. So not all of them end in ly, but a lot of them do. So that second set is being verbs, action verbs, and adverbs, and those words should be written in one color. The third set is conjunctions. The first one is a coordinating conjunction. We can remember that by the acronym FANBOYS, or the mnemonic device FANBOYS, which stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, so. And what you do is you take a complete sentence like okay, that's a full sentence. We're going to use one of the FANBOYS, which is a coordinating conjunction. Okay, Sam was super shy. That's a sentence. Then we have a coordinating conjunction. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? It's a connector word or a glue word. And then we have another sentence. He also really wanted to take Libby to homecoming. Sam was super shy is a sentence. He also really wanted to take Libby to homecoming is a sentence. We have the coordinating conjunction but, and so we need a comma before that. See that right there? If we don't have two sentences, then we don't use a comma. So Sam was super shy. But let's see. I don't like the word very, so let's change it to quite interested in taking Libby to homecoming. Okay, so what I did here, this one, we don't have the comma because also quite interested in taking Libby to homecoming is not a sentence. So if we don't have a sentence on both sides, we don't have the comma. An adverbial conjunction I call lawyer words. So these are, I call these glue words because it glues together two phrases or clauses. I call these lawyer words because it's what a lawyer might say. Consequently, therefore, moreover, thus, in conclusion. And this is my favorite way to punctuate this kind of sentence. It's just super sophisticated and it makes me really happy. So we have a sentence, a simple sentence. We have a semicolon, an adverbial conjunction with a comma, and then another simple sentence. I was running late, semicolon, therefore, comma, I got a ticket for speeding. And then the subordinate conjunctions. Am I still going? I think I must be. This one's the hard one, but you need a main clause. Let's see if I have this in there. Main or independent clause stands on its own. The subordinate or dependent clause is dependent upon the main clause. So the way I think about it is I am my boss's subordinate. He makes more money than me. Anything with sub means under, or dependent, like if your parents or guardians file taxes, it says how many dependents do you have? How many people depend on you for food and shelter? So the subordinate or dependent clause depends on the main or independent clause. Without it, it's just a fragment. And every subordinate or dependent clause begins with a subordinate conjunction. Every single one. So once you can identify the subordinate clause, you can always identify the subordinate conjunction. The last two are more like friends. Interjections are words that you say when your team wins or loses or when you stub your toe. Profanity are interjections, but we don't say those at school. So hey, man, whoa, ouch. And then prepositions show position, so under, over, below, above, in, out. So I use the example, hey, come over here. Okay, so hey, that's an interjection. And here, that is a preposition. So that's how I put them together. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Let's see if I can get out of here. Thank you.